What's good, you guys? So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys an unbiased review over the game Sorcery. Now, when I mean unbiased, I truly mean unbiased because I have not watched a single video on this game, like at all. And I only looked at the Trilo for this game at the very end of my progression. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So it's going to be completely unbiased for you guys. So to keep this review somewhat organized, I'm going to judge this game in 3 different parts. So the progression, which will include the curse technique progression, domain prog, leveling, all that good stuff, and the gameplay / combat, and then finally the content in this game. So first up, we have the progression. Now progression, I have this first up because it's kind of the most straightforward. So for your like basic leveling, like getting your basic stats, like not including curse technique and any of that stuff, you pretty much just do the mission board over and over again. And the mission board consists of 3 quests, if I'm not mistaken. It consists of a quest where you just got to kill 3 curses, and another one where you have to capture 3 people and put them in a save point. And then the last one being where you have to interact with a cursed object, which you pretty much just spam G on until the timer runs out. Now these quests are very straightforward. You can pretty much just max out within like 4 hours of playing this game, just doing these quests over and over again, because they give you mass amounts of XP no matter what level you are. Now there is one big issue with the base leveling that players commonly come across, which is the NPC difficulty. Now the NPCs are the same all across the board. They pretty much just M1 with their fist, and they have this like smash move where they just hit the ground 3 times. And I'm guessing players have problems with that because I did as well at the very start. Like, it was literally like an Elden Ring boss in this game. It was very annoying. But I mean, if you just continuously play missions, you're gonna get used to it, and it's not gonna be too difficult for you to counter. So if you truly want to play the game and you run into that issue, just keep playing and then you'll get over it at some point. So yeah, when it comes to base progression, that's pretty much all you have to do. Now to get to level 99 and up, you have to do the culling games, but we'll talk about that here in a bit. But key takeaways from this, if you're planning on playing this game, progression is really not hard. Like I said, you can max out in under 5 hours. But I will say the progression, it gets boring. I'm not gonna lie. Now, if you're just now like getting some abilities and you're testing those out on the NPCs and whatnot, like, it'll keep you occupied. Like, it will get you through the progression very easily, because if you're trying new stuff out while you're doing the progression, like, you're not going to be worried too much about how tedious it is. You're just going to be worried about testing out these new moves you just got. And I feel like the game loves you up so fast that you really don't have to worry about the tediousness until you get to, you know, later on in progression, we're just trying to get specific drops. So yeah, as of now, when we're taking in consideration that this game is a public test, I feel like the progression is perfect for testing. Now, when they release this game, I truly do hope they do more stuff for you to level up, because I really don't want to get my stats reset and have to do that all over again whenever the game releases, but we will see. Now, next stage in progression is the curse technique progression. So this, it gave me a hard time, and I'm guessing it gave some of you guys a hard time. So pretty much how cursed technique progression works is when you're around the level of 50 or so, you will get sent to a dream world. Now in the dream world, you have to listen to this ringing of the bell, which is your character's soul, and you have to interact with that. Now for me personally, this did not go well at all, because like I said earlier in the video, I did this with no guide. So I was out there walking in the tundra looking for nothing. Like, I didn't understand that you need to follow the ringing of the bell until like 30 minutes in. Like, I kid you not, there's a whole recording of me just walking around for 30 minutes. And on top of that, when you finally find your character's soul, you get sent to a parkour lobby. Now the parkour, like, I'm not even gonna like be over dramatic about it. Like, it's pretty easy, at least in my opinion. But even though it was easy, that doesn't change the fact that it was annoying. It actually took me 3 attempts to get this done, with literally all of my attempts except one being because my character was like holding his head. And whenever you're in the dream realm, your character will hold their head and you'll get stunned. So if you're mid parkour, you're jumping over a thing and your character just starts holding his head, you're cooked. And if you end up like resetting or dying in this process, then you have to get another sleeping medication thing. You have to take it. You have to do the tundra thing all over again, find your soul, do the parkour from 0 all over again. So you should probably get this done within your first 2 tries, because if you want to go back and try and get your curse technique again, you have to get a drop called sleeping medication, which is considered a common drop, but it truly is not a common drop. Like, it took me a couple missions for me to get it again. And yeah. So what I think about curse technique progression, hot take, but I think it's fine. It's just I feel like you should like they should you should be able to buy the sleeping medication. Like it shouldn't be a drop. And second, I feel like if you already found your soul in like the dream realm or whatever, you shouldn't have to go ahead and find it again. Not that it's hard or anything, it's just very tedious and like there's really no point to doing that. Like I feel like once you take the sleeping medication again after finding your soul, you should just get sent straight up to the parkour. And other than that, I feel like it's fine. Lots of people don't like that the curse technique is held behind a parkour, but honestly, it's not too hard. Just keep track of whenever your character starts holding their head and you'll be straight. Now the next form and my personal favorite form of progression in this game, the culling games. So once you reach level 99 in your base progression, you unlock the culling games. And the culling games is a requirement for you to get past level 99, which I feel like is a really cool way of uncapping your level. Like the fact that you are forced to PvP against other players, I think is really cool. Anyways though, pretty much how this culling games thing works is you and 8 players minimum get spawned into like a small battle royale map, and you have a 20-minute timer. Now within this 20-minute timer, you have to get at least 1 kill and not be killed in order to move on to the next stage. Now the catch about this is that the timer goes down by 5 minutes anytime anybody else gets defeated. So in the culling games, you're pretty much in a race against time. Now I personally really like the culling game system. I think it's a very simple way of progression, but it's very effective. And it's definitely one of the key highlights in this game. Now the next form of progression is the domain progression. Now I saved this for last mainly because I haven't gotten to that point yet. Like domain is the only thing I haven't gotten to in this game, so I actually had to look up a video so I could review this for you guys. And it's very simple. Okay, you pretty much just have to be max level. You need a void key, which is a rare drop, and you will most likely get the void key drop along your progression. And then next you just need to meditate, and I'm pretty sure like when you go to the void realm, you can get like a simple domain. You meditate for 20 minutes, end yourself, and then you get your domain expansion. So pretty simple, you know what I'm saying? That's why I saved it for last. I mean, it's pretty much the most simple thing in this progression. You just pretty much have to sit there for 20 minutes. So yeah, that's that. All right, so we are on to our second thing we have to cover in this game, the gameplay / combat. So PvE and PvP, as well as like the graphics, the music, everything. So as for the core gameplay itself, like the movement, the combat, all that good stuff, it feels a lot like Deep Woken, which is given, and it also feels like Type Soul a little bit, which a lot of people might say that, oh, it's not unique and so it's not good, but I personally really like the Deep Woken and Type Soul combat system. I feel like there is no shame in taking inspiration from other combat systems, especially how Roblox has evolved today. But yeah, pretty good. Now as for the music and the overall feel for this game, like the music, I actually really like it. Like when I loaded in, I felt like I was playing something fresh, and it felt like I was playing a Jujutsu Kaisen game. And as for the graphics, I also really like it. I feel like it has some of the best graphics any anime Roblox game has right now. Like the visual effects are really good. The overall atmosphere of the game is also really good. And yeah, there's nothing too much to say about it. It's nothing really bad you can say when it comes to the graphics. Now next thing, PvE and PvP. Now we talked a little bit about the PvE earlier. It's pretty much just one really annoying NPC you have to go against, and I know they need some variety in their NPCs, because the same NPC with the same curse technique just isn't going to cut it. And as for the PvP, we kind of talked about it earlier with this game kind of being similar to Type Soul and Deep Woken in that aspect. So assuming you've played at least one of those games in the past, you literally just play how you've always played, which isn't a bad thing, like I said earlier. Now when it comes to the abilities, same goes for that too. The abilities look like they're straight out of Type Soul, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. But once again, just because it looks like it's from another game doesn't mean it's bad. Now with that being said, that's about all I had to say when it comes to the gameplay and combat. So to wrap it up, the content in this game, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, there's barely anything to do. You play the same 4 missions over and over again. You do a parkour for your curse technique, you meditate for your domain expansion, and after that you pretty much just fight people in the open world, which isn't even completely finished yet. So as of now, Sorcery is just a glorified Battlegrounds game. Now I know this game isn't a Battlegrounds game and I know it's an open test, but like, it's an honest review here. That's literally all you do after you're done with the core progression. Now with that being said, that marks the end of this review. Now since we're at the end here, it's time to come to a conclusion and answer. Is this game worth your time? Is it worth playing? And to answer that question, I'll have to say that depends. Now, if you're somebody who's looking for a game to play long term and you want to grind it and get all the drops and everything like that, I recommend you do not play this game. Because once this open test is over, I'm guessing everybody's progression is going to get reset. No, I'm not even guessing. I almost guarantee everybody's going to get reset. And if you grinded every single drop in the game, you got the clan, the curse technique, the domain you wanted, and everything gets reset, you're not going to be too happy. So if you're one of those grinders, I recommend you just wait. Now, if you're somebody who's waiting for type soul and you don't really have too much better to do with your time, then sure, just go ahead and play the game. But keep in mind, there's really nothing to do after. There's no 1v1 arena. There's no like infinite calling games thing you could do. Like, you pretty much just PvP in the open arena and you just play like it is a Battlegrounds game. Now, as for me personally, after this review, I don't think I'm going to touch this game again. At least not until it fully releases or until it updates, because there's not really much to do, and I'm not going to sit there brainlessly PvPing in the open world. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not going to post more videos on this. I do have some content for you guys when it came to my progression, so you guys can actually see the pain I went through when progressing in this game. Like, I got all of the content of all of my attempts doing the parkour, and I also have my Cullen Games experience. So if you guys want to see that, like and subscribe, stick around, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you guys want another one, once again, like and subscribe, comment what you guys want me to review. I'm probably going to see the comment as well because I try and get to every single one of my comments. But yeah, sorry for the long-winded outro, but yeah, see you guys later. Peace.